Hey, Team Kanai family, how are you? This is James Worthy, just checking in with you. Um, Wanted to spend a little time tonight um, talking about the first thing that we do when we start a brand new associate with the team or in the Legal Shield business. Um, when we sit down and we do the first step training, which most of you are very well aware of, and I'm so proud that the team is using that document to really get a team member off to a roaring start. We've had a lot of success in 2014 with that. And now that we've turned the leaf and turned the page, so to speak, into 2015, I really want to talk about the first section of the first step training. And that's getting to know the reason why someone is doing the Legal Shield business or attempting to do anything to enhance their lives, enhance their families. And oftentimes, what happens is when we get a new person started, and I'm truly understand that we ask people why they're doing something, and the easiest answers are the ones that are simple, easy to accept, and kind of flip it. The ones that you just come to mind. I want to take care of my family. I want to be able to travel. I want to get us a new home. I want to, you know, I, I want to do things for other people. I like helping people. And those are all wise, so to speak. But when we're helping someone develop a why that's going to move them beyond the superficial, move them beyond um, the hurdles, move them beyond the fear, move them beyond the complacency, move them beyond the obstacles. We want to dig into that space in the heart and the gut, as some people say, that there's a pain, there's a desire, there's a need to solve deep in a person. And it's something that people often have covered, something people often have decided that I don't want to bring that out. I don't want to tell anybody that. I don't want to go there. And the first part of healing that and bringing that to light is to be able to say it. And I'll tell you, just to be very transparent with my family here, when I first got involved in business, Legal Shield, business period, um, my motivations were external. You know, didn't want to say I couldn't afford things. Wanted to be able to get the things my kids wanted or my wife wanted or I wanted those material things. And me and my wife we were excellent at putting things on a check-off sheet and getting that, the cars, the houses, we did those things. And once you do the things that are external, you hit a wall that says, well, why am I still doing this? Or worse yet, you don't get the things that are external and you quit. You quit on the dream. You quit on trying to heal the deep, dark why, pain down there that you want to go and solve. So we go back into the everyday, cover it up, and just try to make it through. And what Team Kanai is all about is not making it through, it's making it above. It's being everything you want to be, having everything you want to have, serving everybody you want to serve. And that's going to require the depth of your why. So let me talk to you a little about digging that out. Um, and I'll talk to you about that through my own journey. When I first got started, I hated being told we can't afford it. Hated being told we can't afford it. And I know why I hated that. Because deep in me and my family, we had been through difficulties when I was young, financial difficulties, and it was always something we covered. So when we were having financial difficulties, no one could know. So it had to look a certain way. It had to be a certain way. And that stuck with me. And when I got started in business, those hurts as a kid stuck with me. So I would go out and go after it. I would run and run and run and run and just do whatever and didn't worry about falling, didn't worry about not having, just kept going. But what happened is I kept getting ahead, falling back, getting ahead, falling back, getting ahead, falling back, because I never went to the root of what that pain was. So that pain drove me. And my wife and I had success. As I said, we had the beautiful home, you know, the 4,200 square foot home with, the office in the basement, the couch in my office, TVs in my office, and all of those nice things had that. But then there was nothing else to drive me. It wasn't there anymore. So I got complacent and coasted, and life became complacent. And one thing that we know is that you don't stay status quo. You're either growing or you're dying. That's the world. That's the way things are. That's the law. And I coasted along for a while in my leadership business until September of 2010, and many of you have heard this story. Um, my best friend, my dad, in 2010 came down with cancer. And I'd never seen him sick, never seen him in a state where he couldn't control what was going on, where he couldn't handle it, where he couldn't get through it. And watching that journey from March of 2010 to September of 2010, watching this man who was, I always wanted to be taller than him, never made it. 6'2", 185, 195, still working out every day at 68 years old, in great shape. And watching him go from that to a shell of himself, but still being bold and brave enough to face it every day and not give in, not give up. And that time made me relive the lessons, relive the understanding, relive everything that I had been taught, but it also made me relive some of the disappointments, some of the hurts, and to really be able to understand that he gave me everything he had to be the man that I am today. And that made life real. That made me see that there's an end date to the time we spend here on this plane. And when it was his final time on this plane, I was holding his hand and it hit me. I know what I'm here for. He's been grooming me to be the man to be able to lead a family, to be able to be the one to take care of the family, to be able to be the one to step into his shoes and give this family what they deserve. And I made a promise to him. And the promise was simple. The promise was, I got it. It's okay. You did your job. I got it. And it was at that point in time I shared with my dad all the things that you taught me, all the lessons you taught me. You did it. I get it. I can do it. And I was scared. When they pronounced him dead, I was so scared. because I'd never been in a position without him. I was always the kid, so, mom and dad were there. I could always go back. I was 43 years old, and it was that time that I was now the patriarch. My grandmother's 90 years old, one of the best, strongest women I've ever met in my life. My mother, 71 years old now. My aunt, 68 years old. My beautiful wife, my boys. But it's me. And my boys are watching me. And I made this promise that I would take care of it. Financially, I wanted to be in a space that if and when my grandmother couldn't take care of herself, or if and when my mom couldn't take care of herself, I'd be in a financial position, a time freedom position that I have. My boys needed me at home. My oldest son was sick at the time. I needed to be in a position to take care of that. And all of that hit me. And I made a promise to him that I would have it. And that why is so that why will move you through anything. And every day I repeat it to myself. I look at it, and it makes me make the decisions to do the best that I can do each minute and each day. And when I don't, it kicks me in the butt. It makes me get up. It makes me look in the mirror and say, are you going to break that promise? Get to work. And understanding that the why is that powerful, it let me realize that if we sponsor people in this business and we can immediately get to the thing that will move them, motivate them past their fear, past their obstacle, past their could be current situation, we could help people live the life they deserve. Sitting here, yeah, I work from home. Blessed to get the BMW and put it in the car and put it in the garage for wife. Enjoying the beginnings of lifestyle. But I'm not where I need to be if and when my mother, grandmother, aunt need me to be there. So it drives me every day. Today started at 9, even though the kids were out of school for inclement weather. And as you can see, the day's still going. I think it's midnight now. And I've been going all day. Because I will not let my why down. So I share that story because whenever I'm starting a new associate, I give them my why. And let me tell you one of the things that makes network marketing and recruiting so difficult. The work of network marketing is bringing others into an opportunity that can give them the resources and the time to do the things that they want to do. That's what network marketing, that's the work of network marketing. It's giving someone freedom. But that work is so difficult because it requires an emotional attachment to people. And many of us have gotten to a point in life where we don't want to make an emotional attachment to those people outside of our immediate have tos, because that is hard. That is hard to make an attachment to someone who quits, who doesn't reach their goals, who doesn't follow through, who gets lost in the shuffle. It's hard because it's a loss. It's a personal, emotional loss. But here's what we all have to understand. 70% of the people don't make a move on anything without it being an emotional movement. So when you start to work on your why, and when you help people work on their why, the goal for working with them on their why is to dig deep enough, build enough relationship, be emotionally attached enough to get them to dig into their why. And that starts with you. So, how do you get there? One, you're going to have to peel the layers of what drives you. What's inside of you that you've got to change? What's happened in your life? What's happening in your life that you will not leave this planet without changing, without getting it done, without disappointing God and everyone else that's watching? What is it? What promise will you make to your Creator? What is it that hurts enough or invigorates you enough? Could be either way. That you will do it regardless of what anyone says, regardless of what naysayers may say, regardless of what it looks like. What is it that'll make you not worry about what people think about you? When you are able to get to that point, you no longer have to sell your business. You no longer have to sell your service. You no longer have to convince anybody. Because when you get that why, when you really, really get it, you're able to then share it. Now, here's the skill that you have to develop. How do you condense the depth of your why into a 2-sentence, 3-sentence presentation that is emotional enough to connect with people, but not so deep that it hurts you publicly? That is the key to developing your why, to developing the mission that will drive you beyond. See, because I shared my why with you, because you're family. Many could use it to hurt me. But when I'm in the public and I'm sharing my why with friends, with associates, acquaintances, or even people I don't know, I've taken that why, the depth of that why, and put it into a quick statement. Example. If I'm sharing the service, sharing the opportunity, and I'm talking to a friend, and they say, "What is this all about?" And I'll say, "Well, friend, I made a small investment that I think is going to get me to my financial goals a little sooner than later. I don't know if you know or remember, my dad passed in 2010. And it put me in a position that I'm the patriarch of the family, and I made a promise that I'd be able to take care of my mom, my grandmother, my aunt, my kids, and my wife. And I needed to financially get to that space. And this investment is what I'm using to get there." Now, I'm not asking for any money or anything from you, but I'd like you to take a look at what I invested in and give me your honest opinion about what you like about it, because I trust you. That's someone I know. I'm talking to someone I don't know. And they say, I'll say, well, we have opportunities for people to be in business for themselves, but not by themselves. The reason I'm doing this, uh, I was recently thrust into a position where I'm the patriarch of my family. I got three boys, a wife, and I also have my mom, my grandmother, and my aunt. And I wanted the flexibility to be able to work from home, but earn enough income and have enough time freedom to be able to take care of the three homes that we have, my grandmother in her elder years, and put my children in private school. That's why I'm with the company, and it may be helpful for you to take a look at it if you have some goals of your own. See, it doesn't matter who it is. It just matters that emotionally you can connect with whatever it is in their life that they may want to change. Too many of us are trying to push an idea of money and sales and big homes, big cars. That is not what moves 70% of the people. Only 30% of the people will ever be moved by the material successes. But the people that will be moved are the people that connect with your passion, with your emotion, with what the mission is all about. I beg of you, Team Kanai, don't go into 2015 without having your why so deep, so connected to what you are doing for yourself, and then share it. Craft it into the statement and share it. Share the mission, share the reason, share the why, and you can get people to look at anything, business, service, come out to an event, go to a website. It becomes such an incredible opportunity when you know the reason why you're doing it. Spent a little more time than I thought I would tonight, but I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope this was helpful. If anybody would like to talk with me about getting to their why, some coaching, if you will, you know how to reach me. You can email me at info@teamkanai.com and we can schedule some time. You can always call me, text me at 443-677-3484. It doesn't matter why your why is your why. It just matters that your why is your why. Thank you, team. Look forward to talking to you and seeing you all soon.